Hi guys, thought I'd do a little bit of an update since I'm still stuck in quarantine for another week. My personal view is this whole quarantine thing's a bit of nonsense. I just find it completely bizarre. Because when you look at it, if I travelled every week, I wouldn't have to quarantine. So if I flew from the UK to Spain a couple of times a week or once a week, don't need to quarantine. Go out there for once to visit the family. I'm stuck for half a month, being unable to go to work, which is a bit frustrating because when I want to fly back to Spain, it's completely destroyed my ability to travel. And I wouldn't mind if I could actually have any faith in the government, any faith in them actually dealing with what they class as a crisis. I think this crisis is being created out of something. In my personal view, I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as being made out. There was a High Court case this week on appeal relating to the quarantine lockdown and it's what do you call it? The level of measures relating to the issue. So in the sense of they were excessive for what is being deemed as a crisis, pandemic or whatever, where I'm sitting here going, the crisis seems to be about the government and its handling of it. When you look at real cases, the numbers are nowhere near what we're told. As far as I can see, maybe somebody will correct me on this, if you went and got a test this week and had a positive COVID on your test, and then got hit by a bus next week, would you still be a COVID case? And you'll go, no, that doesn't make any sense. But look at some of the stats yourself and you'll see where I'm coming from. So, frustrated. I was hoping to get home next month, but it looks like that's not going to be occurring, thanks to good old Boris. But I'm definitely going to be going home for Christmas, regardless. I'll be making sure I get there one way or the other. So that's the negative stuff. What's it like being in quarantine? I've got to admit, I've put on about 1.5 kilos being stuck. Not because I'm eating excessively or drinking more or doing something different. It's literally because I can't go anywhere. Because even in the office when I'm on the phone, I'll take the phone and I'll, because I do this as part of a routine. My mobile phone rings, I'll then go walk outside, walk down, go out onto the canal, walk up and down till the phone call conversation finishes, then walk back up. You do that a few times a day, you're getting your steps in. Now, the quarantine thing, sort of like, don't go anywhere, don't go out, don't mix with anybody, don't do this, don't do that. And the odd thing is, when I look at if I was in prison, I believe I have to have 30 minutes exercise a day. So when you do the two, my only issue is actually going home to see my wife and kids. What a bad person I am. So yeah, frustrated. But anyway, let's move away from the negative stuff. It's not going to be productive. Now, there's two things I want to talk about today. Completely unrelated to Spain, but maybe of interest. This is a piece of equipment that's just arrived, hence I thought I'd do this video because I've actually got something to talk about. I got this for some of the stuff that I have to deal with on a daily basis due to my level of sarcasm. It's the world's tiniest violin. Simply, when people go, oh, my life's like blah blah blah, after spending time out in the Philippines, in other parts of the world, there is no perspective for some. Kids not getting an Xbox for Christmas is not the same as the price of rice going up and having to skip a meal indefinitely a day because you can't afford to have 3 anymore. A little bit different. So this is what this tiny violin's for. Whoop, nearly dropped it. I just got it. So doesn't it look sweet in its little case? Even comes with a stand. So that's one of the most important things for this year. Joking, it's just my little sarcasm talk. The other one is, when I went back to Spain, I got this. I wasn't expecting it, didn't even know it had occurred. Basically, my son's been doing all these chores. So he's been doing the washing up, taking the bins out, taking the bins out for the neighbour as well, and he's been saving money up, and he bought me a pen. And he also had it engraved. He's engraved it for me as well. It was a complete surprise. You know, I know he'd been working and whatever, but being the way he is, it wasn't for himself. He did it to buy me this. So yeah, I was really proud of him, to be honest. So even in this tyranny of the environment we're in, I am glad of these little things that make a difference. You know, son's sending me this, seeing some of the stuff that other people are doing, charity-wise. I'm not getting into the whole BBC and that sort of stuff. I'm talking about people that actually do things. It's good to see some of the positive stuff people do without self-loathing, because that does bug me. But it looks like I'll be back in Spain for Christmas. We were going to look at coming to the UK, doing Biggin Hill and a few other things. That looks like it's going to be impossible with the way the governments are running these places. Spain's obviously shut Valencia down now, or Valencia shut itself down for a week. So the borders are all closed down there. Boris is shutting the UK down for a month. And at the same time, I just don't know what's going on. It does feel like the lunatics have taken over the asylum. And I know some people are worried about their health and all this sort of stuff, but to be fair, I think you've got more to worry about with the spin on it, the media spin, than you do actually have to worry about with the COVID. It's just a difficult environment to be in right now. But we need to just move on, move up, keep happy, keep going, and focus on what we can do. So what I've got my wife and kids doing is what I recommend you guys do. Start focusing on Christmas. Skip November. Bear in mind my birthday's November. So skip November and focus on December. Focus on what you can do. There's plenty of stuff nattering, complaining, whining about, you know, what we're going to do. That's what this is for. You know, get this out. Because you can't change it, can't fix it, don't worry about it. I was hearing yesterday somebody was talking about the government and we should be protesting and doing this. One of the things I'll say about that from my perspective, and I've said this to other people, who are you replacing them with? There is no point going there to moan if you haven't got a solution. It's a complete waste of time. You're going to end up with exactly the same problem, just a different face. So unless you've got a better solution, it's pointless. Telling the government you're not happy is one thing, but wanting to replace them, you need to have somebody to replace them with. I find, personally, the UK is lacking any leadership. It's got a lot of people they call leaders. They're not. They're career politicians. They're people that follow the party line. And my personal view is they're self-absorbed and out for themselves. And I know some people may go, oh, well, my MP does this for me, whatever. Yeah, you're talking about isolated things, but you have to look at the bigger picture. Like when they vote for their own pay rises and things like that. Yeah. Maybe they think they're doing a good job, because some of them ain't got a reality check. I don't know. But anyway, all I can say, focus on the good stuff. The bad stuff will eventually fizzle out over time. Spain, I think we're going to see some house price drops. The house I want to buy has gone onto the market, by the way. But the price they're advertising it. This is what I find funny. When people go, we don't add anything onto the seller doesn't pay, the buyer doesn't pay any costs. Of course you do. The house I want to buy is about 72. It's on the market for 76. It's on the market for 82. I wonder who's getting €6,000 for advertising it. Any ideas? No, there's no extra charges to you. No extra charges to you. But if you go direct, you'll get it for 76. Laughable, that's all I'll say. But anyway, gonna crack on. Gonna sit in, watch something, do something, find something to do. But yeah, I'm glad I've only got a few more days left of this. Just in time for the whole country to go into lockdown. Bye, guys. Take care.